Hello. My name is Vita Hudson and I'm the person behind You and Me Gcse, so welcome. I'm going to jump straight in and give you a taster of what you could expect with online tutoring and working with me. So today we are going to have a look at 2 crossover questions. Now, crossover questions are grade 5 questions and they appear on both the Higher and Foundation GCSE exam paper. So I picked 2 questions, one from the AQA June 18 paper and one from the Edexcel June 18 paper, and they are both paper 3 questions, which means we can use a calculator. So calculators to the ready, and I'm just going to minimize myself a little bit as well. So let's read the question and underline key information. So we have investment A. Investment A means we put some money in with the hope that we're actually going to make some money at the end of a certain time. So this one tells us we can save £150 a month, so per month is important, for 2 years. At the end of the 2 years, 2.5% interest is added to the total amount saved. So that's investment A. Then we have investment B, and this time we have £3,500 invested. And compound interest, we'll come back to that in a moment, is added at 3% per year. After 2 years, how much more is investment B worth than investment A? So straight away we know when we work out our 2 investments, investment B should be worth more than A. Now this is a 4-mark question and it was a whole page question. So the examiner is expecting to see lots of lovely workings, and 4 marks means roughly 4 minutes. Okay, so let's do the math. So we have investment A. So we have £150 per month, and that's for 2 years. So there's 12 months in a year, so 2 lots of 12 is 24 months. So we're going to work that out. Now, I could do that in my head, but I've got a calculator, so it'd be very silly not to use it. So 150 times 24 is £3,600. Okay, now that's not it. We're going to add on the interest now. So we need to add on 2.5% interest. Now, we could find 1% and 1% and 0.5% and add it on, but it's a calculator paper and I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to use my calculator. Now, let's assume and let's say that this is worth 100%. So our starting amount is 100% and we are adding on 2.5% interest. So our final amount of our investment A is worth 102.5% interest. Now to put that into our calculator, we want 102.5% of means times our starting amount of 3,600. And to put this into our calculator decimal, we simply divide the percentage by 100. And that gives us 1.025. So we put that into our calculator, times 1.025, we get £3,690. So that is our investment A, done. Right, let's look at investment B now. So this time we're starting with £3,500 and we want to find 3% but using compound interest. So just like we did before, we start with 100%, we're adding on 3%, so that gives us 103%, divide it by 100, so we want 1.03 of our starting amount. So that would give us our final amount at the end of year 1. Now, compound interest means that the second year we're starting with a new amount. So we're going to find the interest based on the new amount. So that's my first year. And then for my second year, I want to find this amount and I want to add on a 3% of that amount. Okay. Now I'm timesing 1.03 by itself. So the quicker way to write it, the shorter way to write it would be 3500 times 1.03 to the power of 2. Because we're timesing a number by itself, we're really squaring it. And in compound interest, the power relates to how many years. So the power of 2 means it's there for 2 years. And again, we're going to put that onto our calculator. I certainly can't do that in my head, times 1.03 squared, and that gives me an answer of 3713.15. Okay, so we've got our two investments now. So coming back to the question, it said investment B was worth more than A. Is that correct? Is that amount there worth more than that amount there? Yes, it is. So all we need to do now is find the difference. So 3713.15 take away 3690. And that will give us our answer, 3690. So our answer is, on our answer line, £23.15. Now, a couple of things to note. If you have time at the end of your exam, go back with your calculator and put those calculations into the calculator to check that you put them in the first time correctly. So check your arithmetic. And secondly, does that answer make sense? Well, yes, it does to me. And why is that? Well, the two investments are £100 difference starting, so there's not much in it. They've both been invested for 2 years, the same amount of time, and there's only 0.5% difference in the interest. So you'd expect them to be fairly similar to each other. Okay, so that is the first question. And here is the mark scheme, so you can look through that yourself and you can see where the examiner would allocate the marks. And I did one earlier and I've also put the marks on for you so you can see where you get your 4 marks for that question. Okay, the next question is an LXL question, and this time we have a pentagon. So we're told in the question that ABCD is a pentagon. So a pentagon's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. And we're told in the question that angle BCD, so BCD, that's that one there, is 2 lots of angle ABC. So that's that one there. Work out the size of angle BCD. You must show all your workings. This is a 5-mark question, and again, there's a whole page. Even if we get the correct answer, if we don't show all our workings, we won't get our 5 marks that we deserve. Okay, so this little angle, right angle here, means that's 90 degrees. And now we need to find something that relates to these 2 angles here. And from this line here, we're told that angle BCD is twice ABC. So if we call angle ABC X, angle BCD is 2 lots of X. Now we have something for each of the 5 angles in our pentagon. But we need to know what those angles actually add up to in a pentagon. Now, a pentagon is a type of polygon, and a polygon can be split into triangles. So this pentagon here can be split into 1, 2, 3 triangles. And think back to your angle facts, triangles. Each triangle can be summed up to, the interior angles can be summed up to 180 degrees. So for a pentagon, the angles inside a pentagon add up to 3 lots of 180 degrees. So the quick way to work out the angle sum of any polygon is take the number of sides, take away 2, and that tells you how many triangles the polygon can be split into. So in our case, it's 3 lots of, or 3 times 180. Again, I'm going to use my calculator. I know I can do it in my head, but easy to make a simple mistake like that. And that gives me the angles in a pentagon add up to 540 degrees. So now we can make a nice little equation. So we can take the 5 angles, so 90 plus 115 plus 125 plus x plus the 2x, and all of that equals 540. So let's simplify now. How many x's have we got? We've got 1 there, we've got 2 there. So in total, we've got 3 x's. Let's add up 90 plus 115 plus 125, and that gives me 330 degrees. And all of that equals 540 degrees. Now, different ways of doing this. I always use the funnel method, but you might have a different way of doing it. So I'm trying to get x by itself. So I'm going to take away 330. So I'm going to take away 330 degrees from both sides. So I'm left with 3x on this side, and I'm left with, again, on my calculator, 540 minus 330 is 210 degrees. Now, I don't want 3 x's, I want 1x. So this is 3 times x. So we do the opposite. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So divide by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. And 210 divided by 3 is 70. So x equals 70. So let's just put this up here. So this angle here is worth 70 degrees. And this angle here is 2 lots of 70 degrees, which is 140. Again, there's no reason why you can't do 2 lots of 70. It's amazing the amount of mistakes people make doing things in their head. If you've got the calculator, use it. So the question says, work out the size of angle BCD. Well, there it is, 140 degrees. And again, like the previous question, if you have time, go back and put all the calculations into your calculator. So this is where you can see the marks. So again, you can pause that and have a look. And again, here's one I did earlier. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. To progress in life, in your education or career, you need a minimum of a grade 4 in maths. And I know that's difficult for some, but I have an excellent track record in both supporting students and achieving results. I love maths and I love sharing my knowledge. So whether you're a parent concerned about your child or an adult looking to improve your current situation, I can help. So please do visit the website and sign up for a free 45-minute lesson without any further obligation to commit. If after the free lesson you like what you see, then please do sign up for either the VIP sessions, where that's just you and me working together, or the small group lessons, either high or foundation, at a time that suits you. I really do look forward to hearing from you. If this isn't quite right for you, then I wish you every success in your future. So take care and bye-bye.